3, 2. Good morning. Hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about what happened to date throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you don't even know you have. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
On thisday.com.
And historical calendar. For links to those sources, the music in the background, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Please check out our link tree. Anyway, I am Alexander.
I am the lovely Who is Alice.
Golden Loon.
Yep.
Poppy Big Popperson.
Howdy, howdy.
And of course, you here are you. Today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday, July 23rd. It is July, right?
Yeah, July. It's
Okay.
July 23rd, 2020.
23, correct. Anyway, let's jump into the history today, shall we? Miss Alice, you want to start us off here in 636?
I think I can accommodate this one here for you. All right. So in 636 AD, we have Arabs gain control of most of Palestine from the Byzantine Empire.
So
Yeah.
that's funny. It says Palestine, not Israel. Almost as if they were there first.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
remember,
how far
like
back do you wanna go?
2,000 years ago. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Golden Loon. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
Well, I mean, all these people going around saying, oh, we got to give our land back to the Native Americans. Okay, well, then let's look at Israel,
We can look at all.
Yeah.
It's constantly changing.
Well,
Geography
yeah.
changes.
But
Political
what
geography.
I'm saying is the entire world, it's acceptable, but in Israel it's not. That's a little weird,
Well, apparently we're not. We stole it from the Indians and give it back.
Okay.
Same thing.
Well, why not the Native Americans give it back to the other tribes that they took that
there
from?
you go. I mean,
exactly.
back and back and back.
So,
Yeah.
but anyway, let's.
Land is my land. This land is your land.
You're absolutely right.
Absolutely. Well,
Yep.
we're sure.
This
we
one-
have. What now, Xander?
No, just go for it. I'm skipping over this
Yeah.
one because the Battle of
Because,
Gedser or whatever.
Because I was going to go for 1253 here.
Oh,
The
okay.
Jews were expelled from Vienne, France by the order of the Pope Innocent the Fourth.
Yes.
Okay, I'm starting to get my Roman numerals again. I forgot them for a while, but I'm starting to remember how they go.
Yeah. Well, we obviously know, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, 1, 2, 3 at least.
1 through 5.
And then 5 is just the V.
5 is V,
Yeah.
but 4 is the V with the 1
V
before
for
it.
vendetta.
You gotta do a little bit of math to solve that problem.
And then 6 is V with the one after it.
Yes.
So there you go.
Uh-huh.
X is 10.
You want to know why X is 10?
X marks the spot. I
No,
don't know
it's
why.
2 V's on top of each other.
Oh, yeah?
5 and 5.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's
With a
X.
twist.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyways, I'm going to move to 1453, for
All right.
example. You gentlemen over there who are awesome and I love. We have a Rindefleisch. Rindefleisch. Rindefleisch.
what are you looking at?
Which
Where
is
you at?
beef. Yep. Persecutions. Jewish community in Würzburg, Germany, and were massacred.
Where are you reading?
I'm reading 1298.
Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, the
Yeah.
beef. So the Rheinfleisch, the beef
Rheinfleisch.
persecutions. They got beef, I guess.
Where's the beef?
Yeah.
They, I think, became the Jews became the beef.
I don't know. I don't get that.
Is Miss Meat Grinder making an appearance again?
I don't know. Well, it might have had to. Better not. Well, it's probably going to have to happen.
You are a twisted lady. Anyway.
I can't help it.
Moving on up to 1532, we have the Peace of Nuremberg, in which Emperor Charles V and his Schalmatic League signed the Peace of Nuremberg. Okay, well, what is that? 1532? Let's look that up here real quick. 1532, the Peace of Nuremberg. Oh, the Schalmatic League. Okay, there's a wiki about it here. The formation of the Schalmatic League in 1531 and the threatening attitude of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent. Oh, the guy who wears the California king size bedsheet on his head.
Oh, okay.
Like, you remember the massive
Yeah.
turban guy?
Yeah.
Which I want that hat. I am the hat master. Interesting. So let's see here. Here's a Scalamatic League wiki. I'm going to add that into the underbar of the description below post stream. Let's move on up here. Taskbar. There we go. What else do we have here? We have some Dutch history in 1572. William I of Orange's troops occupy Roermond at the Spanjaarden. Okay. And then in 1579, Francis Drake departed San Francisco to cross the Pacific Ocean, initiating his circumnavigation of the planet, I believe, because that's what it says, Francis Drake's circumnavigation. So,
well, there you go.
So that's interesting. Like, he was initially planning to cross the Pacific Ocean. I wonder if he was already planning on circumnavigating, or if he like thought, hey, let's just keep going. So, I don't know. Anyway, Miss Alice, here's something interesting here. 1599.
1599, you say? All right. So we have an Italian painter. Oh, you just wanted to have fun with me with this as well. All right, Caravaggio. Caravaggio gets his first public commission, the Contrali Chapel in the Church of San Luigi dei Frassi in Rome. I'm sorry, I'm not good with like doing Italian.
I just thought he was a house painter.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
well, I mean, technically he is God's house.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, let's see what the painting was.
Let's see here, Caravaggio. Let's see.
Yeah, the Contrali
Chapel.
It's a chapel in the Church of San Luigi dei Francesi, Rome. But it just says Rome.
I guess maybe this is it here. I'm trying to find a bigger picture. Like, maybe this is what he painted, like just on the walls and such. Because like
back when people took pride.
Yeah. Oh, like, I
don't. Isn't pride also a sin?
It is, but no, like I saw something not too long ago, and it was a meme about like, because you know how really detailed these sculptures from the Renaissance era are. There's one where like, and they're pointing it out. Like, there's a sculpture that like, there's apparently this one muscle in your forearm that only activates when you flex your pinky, and they had that flex because the pinky was down. They get down to that detail.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
Like
yeah.
Who knows anatomy that much? You know, just on a general level, where you know you're just sculpting a person. His pinky is bending that way, so that means his forearm should look like this. You know, like that is wild.
Well, it always amazed me painting the ceilings or whatever and getting the right dimensions and everything. How do you do that?
Oh yeah.
How do you see the whole thing in your head?
It's especially like when you think of, because you know we went and we saw like the rotunda, you know, in the Capitol in Washington D.C. Yeah. You know, those look like, you know, normal sized people, but the hands of the paintings are this big.
Yeah.
They are massive because you know that's like, you know what, like 50, 70 feet up in the air.
Yeah, whatever it
is.
is.
It's all perception. Yeah. But like, you know, like
how do you do that? I don't know.
You know,
amazing.
Like, well, I guess you just take dimensions, you draw it. I mean, what's his face? Was it who was it? It was Da Vinci who drew the man, right? You know.
But I don't know.
So
well, up in the ceilings, a lot of those churches.
Well, no, I'm talking about like the actual sketch. Like, no, hold on a second. I'll bring this up.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Da Vinci man.
Yeah, I think that is Da Vinci.
Yeah. This
there it
is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, like it's a blueprint for dimensions.
Yeah.
You know? Which is interesting. And that's wild because from fingertip to fingertip, that's how tall you are.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you extend your hands, you just look fingertip to fingertip. That's how tall you would be if you were sideways. You know? Like, anyway, what else do we have here? Franklin returns to Philadelphia, and I think it's your turn, Alice.
Good old
Yes, it does. Yeah, in 1726, Benjamin sails back to Philadelphia.
All right, you're cutting in and out there, Alice. I think.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably me. I was just too far away. But yeah, Benjamin Franklin in 1726 sails back to Philadelphia.
That's got to be when he came back from Europe.
He's one of the founding fathers, but never a president. But he's on a bill.
Yeah.
On the $100 bill.
He's on the 100, like our most currently valuable bill, you know, public circulation at least.
I actually used to not like the new design, but now I'm coming to it. But I do like what I like the most of all those redone 50s, 20s, and 100s, like and 10s, the $10 bill with that yellowish kind of hue. I actually, for some reason, like that.
Now that I'm thinking about it, now I don't know much about the economies and the bill denominations and what's on those for other countries, but I think we are the only major nation really. You look at England, you look at France, you look at Russia.
Those have the president on them.
Yeah, that doesn't have a sitting current ruler, like how they're talking, in Britain or in the UK entirely and Canada, they're going to be changing their bills because the Queen is gone.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So now it's going to go to King Charles. It's so weird saying King Charles.
Well, that's not going to last that long anyway. So I'm wondering if they're just dragging their feet until he's gone.
I don't know. Well, he did come in, fairly older.
But hey, all jokes aside, 86 years old and he finally got his first job. Bravo, bravo.
No, seriously, the Queen, she went in at such a young age.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, her mom died,
I mean, that's why she was able to have that, that long range. She's the second longest.
She, I believe, is the second longest.
Victoria. Was it Victoria that has the longest reign?
No, that's King. No. That's King Louis the 16th. This guy, actually, we're going to be talking about him.
No, I'm talking about for Britain though.
Britain, that is. Hold on a second. Longest British monarch. That would have to be Elizabeth II. But
Elizabeth, yeah.
Yeah, well that's Elizabeth that just died last year.
Oh, okay. Okay, so she actually took over. Was it Victoria had the longest reign too?
I'm not sure who. Someone had a longer reign than her in another country.
But the longest reigning monarch.
Just by a little bit.
Louis the 14th, not the 16th. Louis the 14th, 72 years. Elizabeth II at 70 years. So she was 2 years minus 100 days away from contending that. But no, see, and this is what's really annoying me. This is what's really annoying me. Britain is trying to erase Louis XIV because I've seen articles saying that because initially when she first passed, they're saying, oh, blah, 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 she's the longest reigning monarch in British history, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But she's not the longest reigning monarch ever. Yeah. And that belongs to a French person. So they're still, if English and French are still taking pot shots at each other. But now I'm seeing things saying that Elizabeth II was the longest reigning monarch ever. No, she was not.
Yeah.
She was not. That is a lie. But see, a lie said 1,000 times becomes truth. People don't actually do their homework. Eventually, she will be recognized as the longest one, despite not that being inaccurate. Propaganda.
Well, I did. Well, I did. Yeah, you make a point there, but I did say for England. So,
well, yeah, you said, but I'm saying specifically, there's now articles coming out of England saying that she's the longest reigning monarch ever, not in Britain, ever, worldwide, and that is wrong. So they're trying to erase a Frenchman,
Well, yeah, no, you're saying it wrong. There's a clause.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on up. 1745, Miss Alice. Speaking of royalty and whatnot.
Yes, we have 1745. Charles Edward Stuart, the Young Pretender, lands at Eriskay Island in Hebrides.
All right.
He's been on before.
Yeah, we've talked about him quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, this.
I can't remember where Hebrides is.
Eriskay Island. Let's look that up here real quick.
Well, as you're looking that up, I'll do my third one here. In 1777, American Revolution, Louis the 16th, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
France and his foreign minister clandestinely agreed to supply the U.S. with munitions.
Ah, yeah.
So that's a big one. But where is that island anyway, buddy?
Let me look. And you skipped over an important one.
Well, I know, but I wanted to do it like that one too. But I'll do this one here. I'll do a fourth here. 1764, James Otis publishes views on taxation without representation. And why the fuck is that not?
I know.
Yeah.
Because the left is trying to erase history. They're still giving it a shelf thing, but they're not broadcasting it front, word, and center. This time next year, I'll be surprised if this is even still there.
Actually, you know what you should do is you should save this link right here when it's still there, while it still is, and let's see in a year when we do this show again if it's there or not.
Well, like, you know, like, as I said, I'll be surprised if it is, because, like, and I've spoken about this several times, there is that one instance where, like, we did a show, and afterwards, you remember Little Miss Grimm, Little Miss Doom? She pointed out that it was the anniversary of Genghis Khan's death. And not only was it not highlighted on our source, it wasn't even mentioned. And I double-checked, and I went on Google. Yes, it was the anniversary. They didn't even mention it.
Yeah.
You're not even not highlighted. It's not there. So,
well, Genghis Khan is also known to have, like, far and wide. Not only
you're
that,
breaking up again, Alice.
Also, he spread his loins.
Oh, yeah. Well, like...
Well, go ahead.
Some people would argue that, like...
Alice, you're breaking up really bad. You're cutting in and out.
Why is this happening?
I don't know. Do you have a fan on? Do you have some kind of, like, something, you know, activating your noise suppression?
I have my noise suppression on.
Well, that's probably what's causing it. It's probably recognizing you're talking as noise.
You know, if you follow that article on taxation without representation,
noise now.
why do we tax anybody under 18 years of age?
Yeah, so that's something like I brought up. I'm not sure if you realized that after I said, but you want to talk about taxation without representation. Well, people like 15, 16, 17 years old can go and get jobs, but they cannot vote. They have no voice. Yeah. They have no representation.
So it's taxation without
representation. But they still get taxed out of their paycheck. Taxation without representation. You either die the hero or you live long enough to become the villain, and the United States of America has become everything it fought against. We've become the evil.
Yeah, we're digressing.
Yeah. Exactly. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on up to 1777. The Kazimir Pulaski Volunteers. Polish military leader Kazimir Pulaski arrived in Marblehead, Massachusetts to volunteer in the Continental Army Cavalry. All right.
Marblehead
there we go.
Cool area up in Massachusetts. That's great.
And this guy, he was a Polish, so we had some Poles here to support.
He's a Polak. Yeah.
And then in 1798, Napoleon Bonaparte captured Alexandria, Egypt, and that's pretty strange. Well, not strange. It's not ironic. It's what's the word? Help me. When something happens that's weird but relevant.
I don't know what you're
a serendipitous moment.
Well, I mean, we were watching Reign the Conqueror last night as part of Anime, which is Anime Night, which is about Alexander the Great, and of course we all know that he built Alexandria, the city in Egypt. So for that to get conquered later on by Napoleon, it's pretty cool. Ironic, not ironic. Coincidental.
Okay.
Coincidental is the word I'm thinking of.
Serendipitous.
I don't really fully know the meaning of that word, so I'm not going to use it. But anyway, 1812, we got the Battle of Mogilev. The first significant fighting during Napoleon's invasion of Russia results in a minor French victory. Yeah. Napoleon was really a force of nature. So. But anyway, Miss Alice, let's get back to you, 1827.
1827, this one actually, we have first Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, you completely cut out for that whole sentence.
Oh, gosh darn it, why the hell is this happening?
I don't know.
It's on my laptop, this shouldn't be freaking happening.
I mean, maybe your laptop is getting tired of your voice.
Maybe. I get tired of my voice all the time. Anyway, 1827, the U.S. Swimming School opens in Boston, Massachusetts.
I hope they didn't open it in the winter.
Well, it's not the winter.
Yeah,
it's true. It's
today. It's today in history, July 23rd.
I'm just
good time to open it.
It's July. What are you talking about in the winter?
Oh, shit snacks, boys. Gentlemen, we have it. 1829. William Austin Burt patents America's first typographer, the typewriter.
All right.
Hi-yo!
Clickety clack 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 ding. So,
Alice.
Hold on a second. You want that? You want a slew of Alice's?
I just did it to you.
Alice.
Come on.
I never heard that before.
I just made it yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Give it to us one more time.
Hold on a second. Alice.
I love it.
Oh my God!
I love it.
Now, Pops, did you notice like the thing he said there's
Broke up. I didn't hear it.
eggplants?
What?
No, there's this whole thing that floats up, and they're supposed to look like eggplants, but like eggplants are purple, not pink.
It's
You're sending me a bunch of.
It's a gnome eggplant. It's a grenade
You're
plant.
sending me naughty fruit.
Okay, moving on.
Anyways, onwards. Not enough.
We're now canceled.
We're gonna go. No, I was actually. Oh, you're gonna go. Oh, okay. Because I was actually gonna go for the one right after it, but I'll do
Alright.
it.
Take them both. Let's go.
All right, we have 1833. We have the cornerstones are laid for the construction of the Kirtland Temple in Kirtland, Ohio.
All right. Ohio.
All right, in 1834 as well, 1 year later, same day, the HMS Beagle anchors in Bay of Valparaiso in Chile.
What does that mean?
The HMS Beagle is the ship that Charles Darwin sailed around the world. He eventually ended up in the Galapagos, discovered the turtles and all that stuff, and then started working on. He wasn't the only one. He was he's a name that went along with it, but he worked hand in hand with somebody else just as hard on the theory of evolution. We always credit Charles Darwin, but he's only half of the crew. There's another guy that we don't even talk about. So,
All I can say is chili today, hot tamale.
okay.
We're gonna do on tomorrow.
Anyway, let's talk about some Canadian history here. 1840, the Union Act was passed by British Parliament, uniting Upper and Lower Canada.
Ooh.
All right.
Didn't know there was an upper and lower Canada.
Yeah.
And
And then this is interesting. 1858, Jewish Disabilities Removal Act passed by British Parliament. What the hell? What is that? Are we removing Jews with disabilities? What is?
oh shit, snacks, dude! You missed 1851.
Which one?
This
Oh,
one, because
go
my
for it.
family, like the Sioux.
go take it. Take
Take
it.
that one.
Yeah, the Treaty of the Traverse des Sioux, signed by the Sioux Indians in the U.S. It's like took place out in the Midwest. Like,
Yeah.
Yep, that's like the whole Custer and all that fun stuff. I believe is all around with that one.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Well, it says
Yeah,
here. The Jews Relief Act of 1858, also called the Jewish Disabilities Act, is an act of the Parliament of the United Kingdom which removed previous barriers to Jews entering Parliament, a step in Jewish emancipation in the UK.
Okay.
So basically allowing them to...
Get into politics.
Yeah. All right. Then the Treaty of Traverse des Sioux was signed, on this date in 1851. Yada yada between yada yada yada. In this land cession treaty, the Sisseton and Wahpeton Dakota bands sold 21 million acres of land in present-day Iowa, Minnesota, and South Dakota to the U.S. for $1,665,000. I believe in that time, or would that be the equivalent today?
Yeah,
Like-
I knew that was part of the Midwest there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember hearing about this.
Yeah, and of course, for further reading on those subject matters, please refer to the underbar of the description below. We'll have those links post live stream.
Of course, you got to remember the Indians had no concept of owning the land.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't. And you know what? And I think that's how people should have. Concept of land, like we should share it
yeah,
for all of us to live on, and just like we just gotta work together. Like this is why I think trading should go back in a thing. Like you make a product to trade to get some goods for other things. Like some people might be like harder to do, but if like you work with help, then you get some of that anyways. So with trading, you give labor to till those farmlands, you get some of that, some of the product that comes from it.
Now, before we move on, because Alice, I think it's still your turn, and I want you to take this 1872 one, but I want the loon to read the highlight.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't read from here.
No, just the big right. Just this.
The real McCoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I think this might
Real
be.
McCoy.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, here we go. In 1872, African inventor Elisha a patent for lubrications for the steam engines.
Yeah, lubricators. And Alice, you broke up a little bit again.
Lubrication ores. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why my laptop's...
Your laptop's being a poopy head. Like,
It's being a canoe de la douche.
yes, essentially. But I wonder if that is where the term came from, the real McCoy. Like, hey, we got the real McCoy in these steam engines, you know? Like,
could be.
So actually, let me look this up. Origin
So first
of
lubrication
the
and
term
stuff for the
real
steam engine.
McCoy. The real McCoy was the inventor of Elijah McCoy, born in Canada in 1844. He had many different inventions, including an ironing board and a lawn sprinkler. Other companies copied his devices, but these never worked as well as Elijah's. So people would say, "I want and make sure it's a real McCoy." Yeah. Well, I was right in my presumption.
Absolutely right.
And
okay.
that is really cool. See,
we know where that came from now.
With all of this,
I want the real McCoy.
With all of this, like push black agenda. Why are they not bringing in this? This is a magnum opus of a saying.
So we'll forever know, and I love these little tidbits.
Yeah.
We'll know the term real McCoy came from Elijah McCoy.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. We have the whole 9 yards. We have bought the farm. Like the sayings we say. Where did they come from? What is their origin? And here we go. We just learned this.
I've coined a term that will probably go down in history also. And when are you moving out?
Well,
so, those kind of terms.
I think the Neil deal is a better term.
There you go.
So
go.
Anyway,
I have two that happened on the same day, same year.
I think I know what you're talking about.
1877, we have the first telephone and telegraph line in Hawaii completed. And then in 1877, same day, we have the first U.S. municipal railroad in Cincinnati Southern begins operations, which would be, Ohio.
Yeah. Well, municipal railroad, I believe, is just transferring, like a tram system. You're transferring people like a part of the commute. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it begins operations that day.
Yeah. Cool.
I know for a fact my boyfriend would find that interesting because he likes trains and he likes food and he finds them funny and philosophical.
Well, speaking of something more like tasty and delicious, moving on up to 1904, we have the ice cream cone was created during St. Louis World Fair, the first cone reputedly by Charles E. Menches. So, speaking of answering...
Thank you.
Speaking of answering questions you don't even realize you have, when did the ice cream cone, come into play? Well, now we know.
1904.
On this date, you know? So.
Well, it probably, I think it made sense because then you can eat the entire contents without it, without the bowl, and it reduced,
trash.
Trash.
And at a fair, so you can walk around the fair holding an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that Minnesota's famous for is that you can almost find everything there on a stick.
Well, yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Especially deep fried.
Dude, they have deep fried
butter.
and
on a stick.
Can you imagine eating deep fried butter?
Hell no. Well,
God.
I'd like to try it, but I mean, I probably.
Tell me how you like it, because I ain't tried it.
Well, I have tried some things I don't like. Okay, one of them is Sprite mixed with coffee. It's not a good combination. Okay,
No.
do not do it. Okay.
Sprite with wine's okay.
But I'll give you a great combo: peanut butter and mayonnaise.
No.
Ooh, yeah.
Gross.
Delicious. Absolutely delicious.
This man needs a new tongue. I swear.
You know what, Pops? While you're at it, if you're doing peanut butter and mayonnaise, why don't you just add...
What, you broke up? Do what?
Add some avocado into the mix.
Ooh, what the hell?
That could work.
Oh, dude, I just piqued his interest.
That could work.
I don't think that's a good thing, Alice.
Or actually, replace the mayo with avocado. Because avocado is like the mayo.
No, you can't replace that combo. The combo is what it is. You want to try to add something to it, may work. But the combo of peanut butter and mayonnaise, absolute delicious. And you build from there.
I know.
Exhibit A, why Canadians are crazy.
Pops,
Yeah.
I need you back in for kicking the peanut because we're speaking of peanut butter and stuff like that. You and I are gonna have a debate about awkward sandwich combos.
Anyway, to get back at the loon for making my stomach turn, we're going to move on up to 1934. We got some cricket history.
Cricket.
Australian cricket batting legend Don Bradman completed 304 and drawn fourth test versus England at Leeds. 430 minutes, 43 times fours and 2 times sixes.
You sounded slightly Canadian with your Australian accent.
Anyway, 1942, Adolf Hitler's Directive Number 45 ordered for army to advance on Stalingrad. So this is after he initiated Operation Barbarossa. Yeah. Oh.
Cheese and rice, dude.
Yep.
Cheese and rice. You should might as well do the one that's right below that same day with the German troops.
We have 2 more of these here, like German troops conquer Rostow, and also Operation Edelweiss, which is a German plan to gain control over the Caucasus, began.
Now, where was Rostow? Do you know what country that's? Rostow's?
Rostow. Let's see here. Rostow. Rostow location. Rostow-on-Don? Rostov. That's... I don't know. Maybe it's Rostov. Let's present this as a challenge to our viewers. Where is Rostow? Like, is it still Rostow or is this Rostov?
Could
like,
be a region somewhere too.
Yeah, well, this is a rabbit hole we just don't have the time to go down, unfortunately. But let's move on up here. Miss Alice, you want to talk about this here?
Yeah. This.
Alice?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Did you hear me? Okay,
Yeah, I do now.
So, why did it make me just like zoom in on his picture? I didn't want to see the picture. I just wanted to read it. Cheese and rice here. 1945, Marshal Philippe Pétain, leader of the French Vichy collaborators and regime during World War II, goes onto trial.
Yep, he was the guy who led Vichy France, which was a puppet government by the Nazis.
Okay.
Because remember I told you that...
He went along with what they were doing, right?
Well, no, yeah, essentially, yes.
Puppet government, yeah.
Yeah, what happened was, Germany came in and invaded France, as we know, but they only occupied the northern half. They left the southern, somewhat autonomous, but still a puppet government under themselves, rather than conquering the entire country.
I am not familiar with him at all. I'm surprised.
He was also, I believe this is the same guy, because there wasn't, France did have a small window of shutting out the Germans, because when they invaded Poland, that was where most of their military was from,
right?
And France had the option to just go in and just take Germany, because there wasn't really much of an opposition. That guy was in charge of that force, and he decided to puss out, and then he became a little puppet.
Yeah.
So not only did he allow Germany to do what it did, by not taking action, but then he allowed them to come into his own country and control him.
Yeah.
What a little punk.
Well, you're looking in hindsight too.
Well,
you don't know, he in jeopardy of losing the whole thing to Germany too at the time.
They did.
They did, but he didn't know that at the time.
Well,
I'm just saying, I don't know if that would have happened or not. I have no idea. I'm just saying it's always a little bit
hindsight
different.
is 20/20, but there were things that people decided not to do that could have changed things.
Oh, absolutely.
People just
That's always
their
the
feet.
way it is.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on up to 1946 here.
Yeah, I was going to go to 1946.
Zionists. Ugh.
Yeah, well, you have a mansion.
You cut out again.
Mention begins Zionist militant group Ingram bombs King David's Hotel, and then British administrative headquarters for Palestine.
So this is yet another example of Israeli aggression. So Menachem Begin is his name. His last name is Begin. That's a weird name.
Menachem Begin.
Yeah, Menachem Begin. So his Zionist military group bombed a Palestinian thing that was the British administrative headquarters. It's the British administrative headquarters in Palestine.
But it doesn't say that he's the aggressor. Are they reacting or are they the aggressor?
No, but didn't he later become? Yeah, no, he became Israeli prime minister.
Yes, of course he did.
So that's how he did. He did it through terrorist tactics. So
or defending his country. I can't
Palestine.
agree with you 100%.
It's not. He did it in Palestine. He's not defending anything. There was no Israel. They came in and took over. Israel, now, you want to talk about ancient Israel? It was not what it is today. It was just little city states and such, like how Greece was. No, the land used to be Palestine, and then they decided, okay, that's we're gonna make Israel, which is a land all for the Jews, after the Holocaust and everything, so they can get what they more or less, lack of a better term, earned after what they suffered through, But then they just kept taking, and now there is no Palestine. They took over.
Well, there still is Palestine there.
No, it's
so
not.
To speak.
Well, no, it's not. No, it's not.
But you can't. They were two warring factions, and you're taking sides. You can't do that.
If you go on Google, Palestine is not recognized as a nation anymore.
I got that, but there's still Palestinians controlling that.
But it used to be their land.
Yeah.
So.
But you're looking at a power struggle, and then saying, one side's the aggressor, one side's not. Yeah. You can't do that.
Anyway, that's a good conversation for the peanut. So if you are with the peanut, and I have tried to have that conversation on the peanut once before with you. So, but anyway, let's move on up here. 1947, we got the first U.S. Navy air squadron of jets, Quonset Point, Rhode Island. So all right.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that one. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Now, for the sake of time, we're going to skip ahead a little bit here. I'm going to try to...
You can't skip the crook.
Well, you should do the Baseball Hall of Fame, though.
Okay. 1956, Joe Cronin and Hank Greenberg were inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, upon request, 1959, U.S. Vice President Richard Nixon began a visit to the USSR. Well, I am not a crook.
Yeah.
Oh. So... He is a major crook. But then let's move on back on to Miss Alice here.
Well, they've been crooks for a while.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just him.
Well, don't even get me started on Richard Nixon. That guy deserves to be burning in hell right next to, what's his face?
Oh, he's already
Thomas
dead.
Edison. Well, I know he's dead. He's buried, down the street. Anyway, 1961, Alice?
1961? Are we talking about the music concert?
There's only one 1961, so...
Yeah, you're right. I forgot. That was a nice ramble. So, in 1961, America raised a Bunbury. Bunbury becomes the first black singer to perform at the Bayreuth Festival in Germany. She earns 42 curtain calls.
Woo.
What's that curtain?
Come back.
Yeah. Wow.
42?
Awesome.
They wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to come back and, yeah. And then we also have a baseball record in 1964 here. We have Kansas City A's, Bert Campers, has home runs on first pitch. He sees from Twins, Jim Cat, as a second home run later, also of Cat in Minnesota. So this guy he pitched 2 home runs to the Minnesota Twins. My home state. Take that, A's. Aren't they the Cleveland A's now? Or no, where are they? Where are they at now?
Oakland? Don't Oakland have an A's?
Oakland A's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Oakland A's.
Which is out here in California. How many baseball
back
teams
then
do
it
we
was
have?
Kansas City, though.
I'd have to count them up. 2, 4, anyway, 5.
I know we have 2 hockey teams.
You know what I want to do? I want to start a thing and bring the A's back to Kansas.
Well, we should bring the Lakers back to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the Timberwolves can just
You
go
can
to...
get LeBron James anytime you want.
You know what could happen? It would perfect. If we have the Lakers go back to Minnesota, we could have the Timberwolves just go to Alaska.
Hey.
Hey, the Timberwolves used to be in Vancouver.
No, they weren't.
I believe. Oh, well then.
They created them.
Oh no!
When we lost the Lakers. Basketball, honey.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Vancouver. They didn't move to. Where did they move to? I forgot.
That might have been like the teams for
Minnesota Timberwolves started in Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Vancouver, they went somewhere else, but they had a basketball team.
Yeah. That was a replacement team after you fucking bastards took our basketball team. Thanks a lot.
Well, it says here the Timberwolves began play in 1989 as an expansion team alongside the Eastern Conference's Orlando Magic. And Orlando, well, that's Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't had this.
I forget now where and I'm trying to think. I think, it was the Vancouver Grizzlies. They moved the franchise somewhere else, and I can't remember where. I thought it was Minnesota, but I'm wrong.
Anyway, let's move on up here. We got another one, number one in the charts in 1966. Frank Sinatra's album, Strangers in the Night, hit number one in the U.S. charts. Later to receive the Grammy Record of the Year and Best Male Vocal Performance. Cool.
I just got to say, you two destroyed a really good song. Between the two of you.
That's what we do.
Well, also, like, I felt bad that, like, with Grammys, like, they exit music, so, because he was so, like, it was right before he died too. That he was making like a speech about how appreciative he was to like life, how life gave him and everything, and then they gave him the exit music on him, and like he's like, what? And they just like escorted him off the stage.
Well, we gotta get to Stephanie here.
I know. I'm sorry. I just think that was unjust.
1967, we have the first successful liver transplant on 19th-month-old Julie Rodriguez by Dr. Starzy at the University of Colorado.
19 months.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I guess like stem cells and such would really help.
Well, you also should say like 1967.
I just did.
The death.
Which death? Oh, wow. 1967 as well. 43 died in a race riot in Detroit. 2,000 additional were injured, and 442 fires were started. Detroit. And when is that? Yeah. Oh. Not surprising.
Oh, 1968, it's in black.
1968, another race riot in Cleveland. 11, including 3 police officers, were killed. Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
Well, actually, I was talking about the one right above it.
PLO's first hijacking of an El Al plane. So People Liberation... Oh, yeah, it's Yasser Arafat's right there. Oh.
Yep.
But anyway, get back to you, Miss Alice. You got one here in 1970, the first one.
1970, the blue?
Yeah.
All right, we have a ban on parades, and...
Lost you.
Is announced... Oh, what did you lose?
Parades.
Yeah, okay, so a ban on parades until January 1971.
Okay. Alice, maybe you need to get closer to your mic and talk a bit louder because you keep cutting in and out.
You know what? I have an idea. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to join in. I have better sound. How about that?
All right. While she's doing that, I'll take over. In 1970, we have a ban on parades and public processions until January of 1971 is announced by the Stormont government, the North Ireland Parliament. So obviously part of the Troubles.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else do we have?
Can you hear me now better?
Yes, I can.
Really good.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. For some reason, usually I think my laptop would be good about it, but apparently not.
Well, you have what I would say is the oven conundrum. Like, you've seen our two ovens. We have the one stacked on top of the other.
Yeah.
Well, there was one point in time where the top oven stopped working and the bottom oven was all right, and then the bottom oven stopped working and the top one is okay, kind of, somewhat. Like, they switch places somehow. I don't know how an oven can stop working and then repair itself to partially working, but it did. So...
It was a gnome, dude. I tell you.
Probably.
Anyway, where are we? Because I'm gonna have to look on your screen now.
I'm trying to find something pretty interesting here.
I see a murder right here.
I do too. Go for it, Lady Death, Miss Meat Grinder.
Yes. We have in 1978, Franklin Bradshaw is murdered in Salt Lake City by his grandson Mark Schroeder at the instigation of his mother, Frances Schroeder. So he killed somebody because his mother told him.
Wow. That's literally the premise of Psycho.
Wow, yeah.
Like, wow.
Actually, your dad would probably, speaking of, Salt Lake City, you remember the Mormon murders with the pipe bombs? Pops?
Whoa.
No,
My mother actually worked for a guy who was on his target list, but he got caught before it.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah. She was like, he was a dentist or something like that, and she was just like a receptionist and shit.
Yikes.
So like, yeah, this is right before I was born. I was like I was a sea hair away from being born in Salt Lake City, but
Wow.
luckily I was born in Minnesota.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Yeah, sure you betcha. Anywho's like, let's go on here. We have in 1982, we have the International Whaling Commission votes for a total ban on commercial whaling starting in 1985.
All right.
Good.
Yep.
Did you hear of actually though? Here's a weird thing. I almost said that. Oh, hang on. I basically did say it. Gosh darn it! I just had a brain fart because I tried to correct my. I'll talk about after the show.
You had a brain fart, so this is what your brain did?
Yeah, my brain farted. Yep, I did that. Hey, we have my
Oh, God.
Vanessa Williams is the first Miss America. What? See, I follow her all the time. Stop it. Okay, so 1984, we have Vanessa Williams, first African-American Miss America, resigns after her penthouse published authorized nude photos of her.
Unauthorized nude photos. But why are you taking nude photos to begin with? Why are you taking them? Just don't.
The body's beautiful. What are you talking
Have
about?
you
Yeah,
seen
but-
Vanessa Williams back in the day? Holy crap.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but see, here's the thing. You can't sit there and accept having nude photos taken of you and then try to have them taken down. You've already made the decision. Roll with it. If you can't, you know.
Well, no, she didn't unauthorize them. It was the fact that the Miss America pageant had an issue with it.
Yeah, that's the big story.
Yeah, she did something against their wishes because she became Miss America and then she went to a penthouse.
I'm sure
But
they
you know,
had
the one
written
thing,
rules
my
about
one
that
beef
somewhere
with Vanessa
back in the day.
Williams is that she sang a song, sometimes the snow comes down in June and then sometimes the sun goes around the moon. I'm like, if the sun went around the moon, we'd be vaporized.
True.
Yeah.
So that's my only beef with Vanessa Williams with her lyric issues with her big hit. Because she became a singer after that. Anywho's, let's go to 1993. David Boone completes 17th Test cricket century. It's 107 at Heading.
Now I'm actually understanding cricket.
God,
A little
for
bit.
you. I feel for
A
you.
century is 100
Cricket.
points.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah.
So he completed a century, 107. So now I know what a century is. It's 100 points.
Okay.
I'm slowly learning cricket unwillingly.
Like it or not. Anyways,
Oh.
cricket.
Cricket. Hold on a second. I have a soundboard just for that. Literally a cricket.
Thank you.
Literally a cricket.
God.
Anyway, going to move on to 1994. All 40,000 ceiling tiles in Kingdom must be replaced. What? What is that? Where? Like, where? Kingdom. Okay. Oh, AstroTurf service. So what is this? Oh, the
Oh.
Kingdom. Okay.
Dome, yeah.
The Kingdom. All right. So all
Wow.
40,000
That's a lot of
ceiling
tiles.
tile. That's a lot of tiles, but you got to maintenance.
Well,
You
what does
know.
it look like?
The Kingdom. It looks like a sports dome. It's an arena.
Hang on a second. Oh, hang on. I had myself zoomed in. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me open up images.
Oh,
Here
no,
we
no,
go.
no, no. I saw it. I saw
for
it.
it.
So.
Move on.
We're good.
Oh yeah, here's the tiles. So, wow. So it's like the interior. It's not just the dome. It's like the interior.
Yeah.
That is a
Oh.
nice roof or ceiling. That is a nice
Yeah,
ceiling.
no kidding.
So, anyway.
Yeah, well, those things happen.
Yep. What else do we have? Here we go. 1994, the longest baseball rain delay, 3 minutes and 39 seconds. As Giants beat Mets 4-2 in New York.
That'd be 3 hours and 39 minutes.
Oh, 3 hours and 39 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a long rain delay.
Long delay.
Just cancel the game. Like, wait till tomorrow or something. I
Oh,
don't know.
no. I've been to a Minnesota Twins rain delay. And we saw the storm come in, but luckily after an hour and a half, like, all right, the game's going. Because they covered up the entire ground and they used little ring washer things off of the tarp they put over the ground.
Ah.
So it was awesome.
We got, in 2008, Cape Verde joined the World Trade Organization, becoming its 153rd member. All right.
What? Oh, the World Trade.
World Trade Organization.
Cape Verde. I'm not, what,
Cape Verde.
I'm not familiar with that at all.
Let me find that Cape Verde map. Let's see here. And actually, do I have the Shakamalaka League in here? No, I don't. So let me just add this in here real quick. And then I'll put this in here as well, just in case anybody wants to go to those wikis, hand them a little bit of a bone. That's off of Africa. Cape Verde is a series of islands off of Western Africa over here. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, let's get back to Alice. We have some Canada thing here in 2009.
Oh, we have a Canada thing here. In 2009, the Bank of Canada announces the end of recession, even though it remains nascent, and still, is it dependent?
Yes.
Yep, on the government stimulus money.
Yikes.
Lord. Sorry,
The government's
I have
giving
a
them money.
print screen and I have a new little crack on the side, so I was trying to read that. I was like, what the heck is that saying to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I cracked another screen. It happened.
Damn it, Alice.
When do I know? I know. When do I not break a phone?
When you not break something, or set something on fire, or cause some kind of catastrophe, like you are literally like that one scene of the movie, like when she said, "Oh, I'm a disaster." No, what happened to thieves is a disaster. You are a catastrophe.
Oh my god! I just realized something that I never thought I wanted to know, but I didn't want to know, but now I know, and now I just wish I
You're a
didn't
woman?
know it. No, dude, I already knew I was a woman. I have no shame in that. No, I just realized that through what the X Factor, this Harry Styles guy was part of a boy group.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
Now I do, and
Yeah.
now I wish I could unknow it.
Well, there's some things I wish I could know, unknow, like what the hell a century is in cricket.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well,
read it, Alice.
Cricket's a lot better. Oh, cricket's a lot better than boy bands.
Well, it really depends. The sport, no. The wireless service, maybe.
I'm not reading this. You just moved onward
Okay,
from
then
2010.
let's skip that here.
A
Hey,
series
here.
of attacks.
Death.
No. I'm gonna take 2012. A series of attacks across Iraq kills 103 people.
Yikes.
And
Wow.
also 2013, we have 19 people are killed and 22 injured after a tour bus collides with a truck in Sarihut, Thailand.
Dang.
And in 2014, we have the 20th Commonwealth Games opens in Glasgow, Scotland.
All right. Gonna move on to
Oh,
one year later.
Wait. No, I gotta do the one right
Oh, my
after.
God.
Same day in 2014. I have to. 44 people are killed. TransAsia Airways Flight 222 crashed into buildings in Taiwan.
Yikes. That's not good.
Well, there you go. You can take 2015 though.
I will. 365 days later, 2015, NASA's Kepler mission announced discovery of the most Earth-like planet yet, Kepler 452b, 1,400 light years from Earth. All right, cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It really makes me wonder, how do they figure that out? How do they know? It's Earth-like. Like I know how they can determine the size, the distance, but how do you know if it has oxygen? How do you know if it has, water, plant, life?
I have no idea.
Wild. But then 2015 as well, Supreme Court rejected Bill Cosby's petition against a civil case of his alleged sexual assault of a 15-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion in 1974. Wow.
Why was a 15-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion to begin with?
That's true, too.
Go watch Sound of Freedom.
Still the funniest guy I ever saw in person
Yeah.
before all of that.
Yeah, you
oh
and
my
I
God,
both-
that guy
yeah.
was funny.
I think we're actually going to talk about a little bit about that in the movie. We're not in the show
Peanut,
tonight.
Peanut, yeah.
We're not gonna go into devils, but I'll just tell you my feelings and emotions about
Yeah.
it. But we're not gonna go for it here.
Yeah. Well, for
Anyway,
anyone watching,
yeah.
the Loon and I, we went yesterday. We saw Sound of Freedom, and Alice here saw it at around the same time over on her side of the world. So yeah,
Well,
we're gonna have a little bit of a
couple-
discussion about that.
Yeah, a couple hours later, I went and saw it.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to move on to 2018. Sabrina by Nick Donasso became the first graphic novel named to Longlist for Man Booker Prize Best Fiction Written in English. Okay. Oh.
Jesus.
And this really concerns me. 2018 as well, 250,000 doses of vaccines for children produced by a firm in China faulty, according to reports in China. So if China themselves are saying it's faulty, oh my
Yeah,
God.
can you imagine? I
Like,
remember
yikes. Yikes.
that, though. Yeah, I remember those faulty vaccines.
You know, like, I'm not hateful, but just don't support China. Like, they
Dude,
stop.
the last 2018 one. Read the last 2018.
2018, slum homes for 30,000 people were demolished to make way for a dual carriageway in Nairobi, Kenya. Yikes.
Oh, great.
Eminent domain. Yeah. Oh. Not good.
I'll
Anyway,
take
And you
this one
cleaned up the
here.
slums, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Oh,
No, they
God,
just
that's-
I'll take
displaced
that
them.
2019, the first one.
Yeah, go for
At
it.
least 36 people killed by a mud landslide in Xunlang Country, Guangzhou Province in China.
Why not just call it a mudslide? Mud is land. Like, it's a mudslide. What is a mud landslide? Like, that's just weird. It's a weird way to say that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mudslide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a well, technically it should just be a landslide.
Yeah.
But it's mud. It's not land.
Yeah, you don't need
but
the word mud, though.
Well, it's a landslide made of
Landslide.
mud. It's liquid earth. That's not molten.
Yeah. Then we also have in 2019, Boris Johnson is chosen to be the new British Prime Minister. Oh God.
Yeah.
For the ruling Conservative Party, and he ended up just being a shill.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he
absolutely.
was then later replaced by Theresa May.
Yep. Boy, they thought
And
great
then
things were
actually,
going to
what
happen
about
when he
this
came
one right
along.
here we got here is that in 2019 as well, same
Before you
day.
continue, Loon
No,
was saying
that's okay.
something.
Go, keep going.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah, we have 2019. BHP becomes the first mining company to tackle pollution. Says it will invest 400 million to reduce emissions.
Ah.
Tch.
Well, they said that they're going to do that. Let's actions speak louder than words. I saw someone popped in and left, so I wonder what's going on with him.
Oh my God! Can I take this 9/11?
2019, yeah, go for it.
No, the one that's highlighted.
Oh well,
says
this
9/11.
one's first. I think it's
You
my
take
turn.
it.
So.
You know what? You take them. You take them both.
2019, an investigation was launched after no girls were born within 3 months in 132 villages in Uttarakashi district, India, with sex-selective abortions suspected as the reason. Yeah.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. No wonder.
Oh my God.
Like China, you know, like it was like one child thing. Like, yeah. There we go. Then 2019, the U.S. Senate passed a bill championed by comedian Jon Stewart to ensure 9/11 first responders fund never runs out of money.
Yep. Hoorah for Jon Stewart.
All right. And then 2020, China launched its first mission to Mars, Tianwen-1, a combined orbiter, lander, and rover from Weisheng launch site, Hainan Island. All right, so they're going to Mars. All right, cool. And then we have Kung Flu propaganda, yada yada. Alice, you want to talk about this thing?
I think I can handle this one. We have 2020 and July 23rd of the day today. U.S. President Trump says he could send 75,000 federal agents to deal with violence in American cities like Portland, drawing backlash.
Of course, drawing backlash because, you know, they hate him and everything he does, you know, no matter what. But
here's the thing: is when the people who have the option to utilize their own National Guard, they can. They ask for requests, like when people go unruly and unrested, and you have these areas of mass things, and you defund the police. What do you expect?
Yeah.
He's offering up to help them. It's like, if you're not going to police, I can at least send people in and police. It is not a military state. He never actually put martial law in. However, Obama put martial law onto us.
Yeah. Obama also put all those children in cages on the U.S.-Mexico border, but you
You
know.
can do
And
the
they
same
blame
thing
Trump
about
for it.
January 6th. He offered, 10,000 troops to protect the Capitol?
20,000.
Guess who was responsible
20,000.
for that? He couldn't order it. He just offered it. Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
She wouldn't take it.
Because they want.
So why
discourse.
wasn't she ever brought before the committee?
Oh, because she's a leftist. So.
Yeah,
Anyway,
she's protected. The two-tier system.
Alice, take this last one, then we'll wrap it up. 2022.
The 2020. Oh, the WHO declares monkeypox to be public health emergency of international concern with 16,000 cases in 75 countries.
Yeah, of course
Oh
they
my
did.
God.
They want to keep the ball rolling with the kung flu and the lockdowns and the political crap, you know? Like,
Yep,
so.
they're retarded.
Ain't gonna happen.
They're still coming up with
Not
vaccines.
today, Todd.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
today. Well, also, like before that, like if you scroll just slightly up really quickly, there is that 2021 one I want to like.
Oh, well, Alice,
well,
what's with you and the death? Like, Jesus. Seriously.
I'm Lady
Lady
Death.
Death.
Remember
Go
that?
for it.
Yeah, but like, you're
And I-
depressing the show.
No.
Jesus.
It's there, read it.
Go for it.
The reason why I read it is so that we can pay homage and respect to those who died.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
So
Absolutely.
at least 164 people died in floods and landslides caused by heavy rain in Indian state of Maharashtra, or whatever it's called. Or
Well, this time you gave
Maharashtra?
yourself the hard word. You can't blame me, Alice.
Maharashtra. I'm sorry.
Another mud landslide.
God.
Another. Yeah. Well, it says just landslides. Not,
Yeah.
they have floods and landslides. But yeah. But like for those families out there,
Oh, yeah.
I just want to give respect.
Yeah.
That's and my
Well, that's fine.
condolences.
I just want to end the show on like a positive thing. You know, I guess this last article
How
wasn't
about
really
the
that
32
positive. but-
Olympics then?
Well, actually,
All right.
today in history, I got my T-shirts from SFX.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well,
I
that
got
will
my
conclude the show.
T-shirt,
Once
and
again,
she gave
please
me-
check the honor bar in the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. Go check out our link tree. Go check out the various sources. Go check out the links I will post after the stream. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time, which is 12 Mountain, 1 Central.
2 p.m. Eastern.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I'm Xander.
I'm the lovely Alice of Who.
Golden Loon. Hoorah.
And we had So in here for about 0.3 seconds. Anyway, until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in chew the fat, wag the chin, kick the peanut around style of show where we talk about anything and everything all under the sun that interests us and whatever.
General BS.
Yeah, that check us out at 3 p.m. Pacific time. However, before that, at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time, we will be hosting episode 3 of Survival Sundays, abstract
I was about to
SFX
say that.
production, hosted on the Omni Coalition. Anyway, whenever you see us, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Be cool, stay in school, don't do drugs.
Drugs!